Hey everyone, back in California. Yes, I missed the Coliseum City presentation breakfast. I was in Georgia with my mom, but I'm just going to dispense with the pleasantries and say the Coliseum City at 800 acres is too big to finance and unnecessary to have. The objective of Coliseum City has been from the start to develop a new home for the Oakland A's, the Oakland Raiders, and the Golden State Warriors. Now it appears we're down to the A's and the Raiders, and right now the primary focus is the Raiders, or it should be. Floyd Gephardt said, and it was recorded by one media outlet, that the city of Oakland, the county of Alameda, should contribute $100 million to the effort. Now, folks, I want you to stop and think about what he is saying. He's asking for $100 million, he being Floyd Gephardt, for an infrastructure payments for an 800-acre project. Okay? We don't need anything that large. That's not necessary. I have just finished the second round of calculations and spreadsheet for my idea for a reformed Oakland Coliseum City with a hotel. The Oakland Raiders stadium side would still be 70,000 seats, and yes, 300 luxury boxes, but I made some changes. Luxury boxes are now priced at $165,000 per year. There's still 600 hotel rooms, but the average room rate was $160 and the occupancy rate 65%. But with that, I also included a $100 million contribution by the Raiders. I added in a hotel room rate an operating cost of $75 per square foot per hotel room. Now, let me get away from the details and take the bird's eye view again. The bottom line is, came up with over $800 million in revenue that could be used for stadium construction. We only need $600 million. So we will have about $271 million extra when all is said and done. Point that I'm making with the reciting of that information is I have the numbers laid out. By contrast, Mr. Gephardt has said they haven't yet done the financials. We have been at this since 2009. But, I thought about it and it occurred to me in trying to remember how we got to a point of having a project so large. A lot of that was really Fred Blackwell's doing when Fred was here as the chief of economic development for the city of Oakland, and later the head of the redevelopment agency, and then later chief administrative officer. But in all that, we never sat down. The city never sat down, actually penciled out how a project would work to say, does this particular approach make sense? Is it too much? We just did it. We didn't really stop to think about what we were doing. And now we've really come down to a point where you have some people thinking we're going to build a new city in a city. There are protests that break out whenever a presentation is made about Coliseum City, and we really don't need that. And the protests are from housing advocates. We need to scale this project back to what it was intended to be, which is doable. All we need to do, and this does require public participation, is a lease revenue bond structure. Mr. Gephardt is damaging the Coliseum City possibility of success by saying and browbeating the public to say, come up with money. You know, what's ridiculous about this is they're saying all this, they being Gephardt and his group, and yet Gephardt says they haven't ran any numbers yet. I have. You see what I'm getting at? So this isn't, I'm going to say this is not being done correctly. And we have people who have invested time in making it looks like it's being done correctly, but it's not being done correctly. It's definitely a Keystone Cops routine. I'll just have to be honest. And it's not going to serve us well if we keep it going.